The day you drive your Subaru off the lot, something flips that nobody at that dealership will ever say out loud. You stop being the customer they're trying to win, and you become the customer they're trying to bill. Everything after that is about the service drive, and there are things they will never tell you because the not telling is exactly where the money is. For most dealerships, selling you the car was never the real payday. The margin on the sale is thin. The fat repeating margin is the service drive. Every oil change, every recommended flush, every visit. For the next 10 years, you own that Subaru, and that changes how they talk to you. Before you buy, everything is about winning you over. After you buy, it's about keeping you in the service lane and keeping you from asking questions you have every right to ask. The easiest way to do that is to let you keep believing a few things that just aren't true. So that's what this video is. Not dealer bashing, there are good ones out there. This is the stuff they bank on you not knowing. The warranty rule they let you misunderstand. The service menu that's really a sales menu. The lifetime fluids. The secret coverage they'll never mention. And the diagnostic game where you pay for their guessing. For each one, I'll tell you exactly what's true and exactly what to do instead. So you walk into that service lane knowing more than the person writing your ticket. We're starting with the big one. The one that sounds the most official and quietly costs owners the most money. Your warranty. Let's kill the biggest one first because it controls all the others. You do not have to service your Subaru at the dealer to keep your factory warranty. Full stop. Walk into almost any service department and the message, spoken or not, is the same. Bring it here, or you might have a problem with your coverage. People believe it, so they pay dealer prices for basic oil changes for years, scared that an independent shop or a driveway oil change will void their warranty. It will not. There's a federal law, the Magnuson-Moss Warranty Act, and it exists for exactly this. A manufacturer cannot void your warranty simply because someone other than the dealer did the work, or because you used a quality aftermarket part or fluid. That has been the law since 1975. There's one fair condition, and it's just common sense. If a part you or your shop installed actually causes a failure, that specific repair might not be covered, but the burden is on them to prove your work caused the problem, not on you to prove it didn't. They can't just wave you off because there's an aftermarket oil filter on the engine. Here's a test you can use on the spot. If a service advisor ever tells you that servicing elsewhere will void your warranty, ask them to put that in writing. Watch what happens. They won't because they can't. It isn't true, and they know it. So what do you do instead? Service your Subaru wherever you want. The dealer, a trusted independent, or your own garage. But keep records, every receipt, every date, every mileage, every part number and fluid spec. A folder or photos on your phone. That paper trail is your shield, and it's bulletproof. Do that, and you've unlocked the single biggest saving in this whole video. The same oil change is often half the price at a good independent. The same brake job, a fraction. And your warranty is exactly as valid as the day you drove off the lot. They are counting on you never learning that one paragraph of federal law. Now you know it. Here's the second secret, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. That printout the advisor hands you, recommended at 30,000 miles. Due now, highlighted in yellow, is not your Subaru's maintenance schedule, it's the dealership's menu. Subaru publishes the actual schedule. It's in your owner's manual and your warranty booklet, and it's specific. What to do, at what mileage. Lay the dealer's printout next to it, and you'll often find extras that aren't in Subaru's schedule at all. Engine flushes, fuel induction service, throttle body cleaning, a cabin air filter for $60 that you can swap yourself in 4 minutes for $15. Here's a concrete one. Subaru's own long-life coolant isn't due for its first change until around 137,500 miles, but a dealer menu may want to flush your coolant at 30 or 60,000. That gap isn't an accident, it's margin. None of this is illegal, and a couple of those services aren't useless, but they're sold off a flat menu by mileage to everyone, whether your car needs it or not. There's a magic sentence that ends the game. When they recommend something, ask, "Can you show me where that's listed in Subaru's maintenance schedule for my car?" If it's in there, fine. If it's not, you just found an upsell, and they know you know. One more layer they rarely explain, severe versus normal service. Your manual has 2 schedules. If you mostly do short trips, sit in stop and go. drive in the cold or on dust, or you tow. That's the severe schedule, and you genuinely need more frequent oil and fluid changes. They'll quote whichever one helps them, not whichever fits how you actually drive. Read both. Know which one is you. Now the flip side, because dealers don't only sell you things you don't need, they also stay very quiet about things you do. Start with the phrase lifetime fluid. You'll hear it about the CVT especially, sealed, filled for life, never needs changing. Here's the catch hiding in that word. Lifetime doesn't mean the life of your car. It means the life they're willing to warranty it for. After that, what happens to the transmission isn't their problem. It's your repair bill. Ask anyone who actually rebuilds these, and they'll tell you a CVT that gets fresh fluid lives a longer, healthier life than one run on the original fill past 100,000 miles. I've got a whole separate video on that one because it matters that much. For now, just retire the word lifetime from your vocabulary. And it's not only the transmission, there's a whole category of maintenance the dealer rarely pushes. For one simple reason, there's no tidy package and no fat markup on it. Your front and rear differential fluid, your brake fluid, which absorbs water over time and should be flushed on a schedule, the CVT fluid on a severe service car. These are the unglamorous jobs that actually carry a Subaru to 250,000–300,000 miles. Nobody's going to chase you down to sell them because there's more money in a fuel induction service you didn't need. So you have to know to ask. Put differential and brake fluid on your own calendar because nobody at the counter is going to put it on theirs. This next one can put real money back in your pocket, but only if you know it exists because they will never bring it up first. There are 3 different things a dealer can know about your car's problem, and they're treated completely differently. A recall, a technical service bulletin, and a goodwill repair. Most owners only know about the first one. A recall is a safety defect. It's free, it's mandatory, and they're legally required to notify you and fix it. But check it yourself anyway. Go to the government site, nhtsa.gov, type in your VEIN, and you'll see every open recall on your Subaru in 10 seconds. Don't wait on a letter that might go to an old address. A technical service bulletin, a TSB, is the one they stay quiet about. A TSB is Subaru telling its dealers, here's a known problem on these models, and here's the official fix. It is not free, and they are not required to tell you it exists, so you can bring your car in with the exact symptom Subaru already documented and, unless you mention it, pay to diagnose a problem they already had the answer to. So before any big repair, search your model, year, and symptom with the words TSB or Subaru Technical Service Bulletin. Then walk in and ask, is there a bulletin on this? Watch how fast the conversation changes. And then there's goodwill. When a known weak point fails a little outside warranty, manufacturers will sometimes cover part or all of it to keep you as a customer. Subaru has quietly extended coverage on known issues before. Engine oil consumption on certain years is the famous one. But the owners who got help are the ones who knew to ask, stayed polite, and pushed. Always ask, is there any goodwill or extended coverage on this? The worst they can say is no. Here's a quieter one that adds up fast. The diagnostic game. Your check engine light comes on, you bring it in. They charge a diagnostic fee. Fair enough, their time isn't free. But watch what happens next. They pull a code. The code points to a system, and sometimes the fix is clean. Other times it's a guess. They replace the most likely part, charge you, and send you off. The light comes back. Now it's a second part and a second bill. You just paid to be the lab rat. And on a Subaru, a classic example is a P0420, a catalytic converter code. Plenty of owners get sold a $1,000 converter when the real culprit was a cheap oxygen sensor, an exhaust leak, or even a tank of bad gas. So before you authorize anything, do 2 things. 1, get the actual code. Most auto parts stores will read it for free in the parking lot in 2 minutes. 2, take that code and search it with your exact model. 9 times out of 10, owners before you have already found the common cause and the real cost. Now you walk in naming what you want checked instead of signing a blank check for their guessing. Last one, and it ties the whole video together, where your money actually goes. The parts and fluids in that service bay carry a serious markup. The genuine Subaru oil filter, the cabin filter, the wiper blades, the battery, even the exact OEM CVT fluid. You can very often buy the identical genuine part for far less from an online Subaru parts counter instead of the marked up price baked into your repair order. Same part, same quality, sometimes half the money. Then there's labor. For anything outside actual warranty work, a good independent mechanic, ideally one who specializes in Subarus, usually does the same job, with the same or better care, at a real discount to the dealer's hourly rate. The dealer is not the only place qualified to touch your car. And remember, Magnus & Moss, using that independent doesn't cost you a thing on your warranty. One quick word on the day you buy, since it sets the tone. That finance office at the end, the paint protection, the fabric guard, the VIN etching, the marked up extended warranty. Those are high margin add-ons, not requirements. You can decline them or buy real protection elsewhere for a fraction. No thank you is a complete sentence in that room. Put it together and the picture is clear. None of this means the dealer is the enemy. It means the dealer is a business, and you're allowed to be just as informed a business when it's your money on the line. So let's bring it home. Every secret in this video comes down to one thing. The dealer is counting on the information gap. The less you know, the more that service drive is worth to them. But look how much that gap just closed. You know the warranty law now. Service it where you want, keep your records. You know the recommended service list is a menu, and the one question that exposes it. You know lifetime is a marketing word, and which quiet services actually keep a Subaru alive. You know to check your VIN for recalls, to ask about bulletins and goodwill, to pull your own codes, and to find an independent who charges what the work is really worth. That's not being difficult. That's being the owner who keeps their Subaru running past 300,000 miles without getting taken along the way. The car was built to last. Your job is just to protect it. From wear and from the occasional bad repair order. Now, I want to hear from you. What's the most outrageous thing a dealer ever told you, before or after you bought? Drop it in the comments. Owners need to read these, and yours might save the next person hundreds. And if you want the natural next step, watch this one. The used Subaru models I'd never buy, and the exact problem sellers and dealers hope you won't catch. That's the one that saves people before they ever sign. I'll see you there.